welcome back into the channel, you guys. My rainbows, my sunshines. We're checking on this Wednesday, this windy Wednesday. So today I want to talk about an important topic that's dear to my heart, and that's the importance of fathers and fatherhoods, and why it's more important than people realize. Like, why we need fathers, why we need dads. Again, I gave y'all a snippet on my last video about my dad, my biological father, my stepfather. Again, like I said, I didn't meet my biological father until I was 13. And it's kind of weird. Like, I wish I had met him when I was younger. I wish we had a bond, but it is what it is. Again, I can go back to when I was like 2, 3. I was in the car with my mom. We was driving. When I say this to say, please pay attention to your children. They are very absorbent at a young age, and they'll pick up on a lot of things. So, like, my mom didn't even realize I still hold these memories to this day. I was in back to her car. She was driving. Didn't even know where we were going. We probably just my aunt's house. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? She goes knocking on the door. She's like, your daughter's in the backseat. Do you want to see her? Do you want to talk to her? He was like, no. The whole time I didn't even know it's my dad. I might know nothing. Because again, like I said, my mom was in a relationship. So at the time, for when I was 2 to 7, I thought the man she was in a relationship with my father. Did not know until I was 13. I got a phone call. Hey, I'm her dad. But I asked him if he was suspicious because my mom used to work at a resource center. And it was a lady that worked there. She used to say I'm her, I'm a niece. And you know how nowadays we all say, oh, that's my niece, it's my nephew, it's my cousin, all that. And that is what it is. But I didn't really pay attention until I got older. And I realized then that she was really trying to, get me to the family and, put me on to game then. And I was young and I really wasn't, at age of 7, you don't really be paying attention. You like, okay, hi, and keep it moving. But I really appreciate for her even stepping up to the plate and saying that she was my aunt and my dad and my cousins and my grandma, let me know who everybody was. Because my dad, my biological dad, he ain't shit. Excuse my language, but he ain't shit. Like, I don't want nothing from that man but a relationship, and he can't even give me that. Fatherhood isn't just about providing financially. It's about presence, guidance, and shaping the future. Like, when I say presence, my stepdad's been in my life since I was 7. I'm 31 years now. He's been there. He's played a role when it came down to when I'm sick, when I need something food-wise, clothes-wise, somebody to talk to, somebody to cry to. We bump heads. I'm not going, it's not a perfect thing. We not, that's not, but that's my dog, though. Like, at the end of the day, I give him his props for stepping up in a place he didn't have to step in. Fathers contribute more than money. They protection. Like I said, he's been there. So he's been my bodyguard, if you want to say, when it came to certain things. He's been, that anchor that I needed. Guidance. I was young, so I hopped up the porch at 16, 17, but he helped guide me back in the way that I needed to be. He's a very good leader when it comes to being a role model. He's disciplined. Like I said, he's very disciplinarian. He does not, as far as the discipline that your mother would give you, but he's stern. Like, he stands on what he stands on, and that's what most children need. They need that from their father. A one-parent household is not enough. I'm gonna stress that. It's very tiresome on a mother or a father either way, but fathers, if y'all are still alive, please step in your kids' lives. I don't care about the relationship y'all have with their mother or their family. Your child needs you. They really do. I have 2 children. Neither fathers are in the picture. So when I say that your children need you. They're gonna have questions that their mother cannot answer. And as a man, you are the role model. You are the backbone. You are the provider. You are the stability that household needs. And if you're not there, the household is not going to stand. It's going to fall. It's going to have its ups and downs. It's going to have its instability. She's going to struggle. She's not going to call you and tell you that she's struggling, because we were made to be, providers. We were made to be, bear children. We were made to go out here and be independent. But as a man, you lay down and have that child, you need to step up and be there. You have to really emotionally be there for your child. It builds confidence, direction. They have reassurance. And some children don't even want nothing but their father to be there as that comfort. They really need that. Like, it helps build their self-esteem. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have a good self-esteem. Not saying that, my mom didn't instill anything, but as going to school, as seeing my friends with their dads coming to, Father's Day, or, just being there, picking them up from games, and my dad wasn't there, it's kind of hard. It builds stability, like I said, stability. Like, it takes 2 parents in a household to hold the fort down. It takes, you know, a lot of guidance and a lot to put into it. Resilience. Like, you're going to need the resilience. You're going to need that push. You're going to need that faith. You're going to need everything that you need when it comes down to it. Fathers help with identity issues. They help with insecurities. They help with guiding you in the right direction. And some males, boys, when they're in the household with just females, mother, sister, mother, aunt, grandmother, if it's just a household with just females, they're going to feel like they have to grow up gay. I'm gonna put it like that's what they're gonna feel like they have to grow up, or they're gonna be bisexual because they didn't have that male figure in the home to show them the way, to show them the manly things, to show them, okay, we go out here, we're gonna fix some cars, we're gonna go out here, we're gonna build a house, we can go out here, we're gonna work in construction, we're gonna do, you know, some hard labor. As a woman, yeah, we can go out here and do that, but that's not our lane of field that we're supposed to be in. We're supposed to be the nurturer. The male's supposed to be the provider. And that's where I sit there and say, men are needed. Insecurities. You're gonna have, I have insecurities, but as a male, you're gonna have insecurities as well growing up. And you need your father there to help with that. And it's a difference with being in a home to being involved. And I can sit here and say that because I'm very transparent with everybody. And I've had different men in my home with my children. And I see that some men lack involvement. They lack certain things that you were supposed to be taught from your parents. They lack empathy. They lack honesty. They lack stability. They lack confidence. And bringing that into a home with your children is going to make your children be the same way. Some people are just there to say, oh, I'm the male in the house, I run things, I pay the bills here, I'm here because I'm with the mother. No, that's not what children need. They don't need to see that. They need to see you involved. Not just involved with the mother, involved with them. Take them outside. Play with them. Find out their favorite toy, their favorite game, their favorite food. What, you know, they like, they don't like. If they're not comfortable telling their mother certain things, they will tell you as being in the home, being involved with them. If you know that mother can't go to school functions and them school meetings, if you are married to that person or you're in a committed relationship with that person, you can get in the field and you can go to some events and things that the mother can't do because you're an involved parent. And this sets up for generations down the line. It does. It helps strengthen families. It helps raise better men. It helps strengthen communities. When I say it helps generations down the line, being a family unit with a mother and a father that are stable, both stable, mentally, emotionally, financially, it's going to help this little boy or little girl not run and jump into the streets. I can say that for a fact because, again, I was always looking for the love and stability from my father. Yes, I had a stepfather that was there. He was involved, but to be missing the love from my original father, the man that laid on my mother and had me. Yes, Papa was a Rolling Stone. I ain't gonna cut it. He was, but I always loved, you know, seeing a bond between a mother and a son, mother and a daughter, the bond between a daughter and a father. And because I didn't have that, and I was longing for so long, I don't hold resentment to him. I don't, but I was looking for it. I was longing for it. So I hopped off the porch at 16, 17, and I ran the streets. I was looking for love in the wrong places, and that's why I ended up with both my children. I'm not going to hold you. I was. And I wish I didn't do that. I wish I had went to my stepfather and told my stepfather how I felt, but because I had bottled up my feelings, I didn't know how to tell anybody. I bottled them up until I was 21, 22, and then when it came out, it came out. When it comes to my daughter's father, I don't hold resentment. When it comes to my son's father, I don't hold resentment. I don't at all. I just wish that they would understand that as a mother, I need their support. I don't need financially them there because, again, I'm gonna go out here, I'm a grandma, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But my children need their fathers, and when you don't have that, you will see certain children that went from seeing their father on a regular basis or however, the communication was between the two parents to not seeing them, you would see how that child's going to react. They will lash out, act out, disciplinary actions, have attitudes with you, want to fight you, not want to listen, pick on their siblings, even down to the point they will regress and do things as a baby because they want attention or they're longing for their father. And because you can't pick up the phone and call their father, or you can't go drive to their father, you're not going to know unless you really sit down and talk to your child to know that that's what they need. So get out here in these fields with these children. If that father's not, talk to your children. I don't care what age, 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 25. Talk to your children, because you never know how they feel about their father. You never know what they're missing from their father. Like my son has told me many occasions, Mom, I want to see my dad. I want to see my siblings, but I can't make it happen. Like I was saying, like I'm not working with the eyes to put my head together. I'm not saying they can sit here and say, oop, whoop-de-doo, he's here. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no magical powers. I wish I did, but I don't. Fathers set the tone for generations to be strong. Fathers raise families. They strengthen communities. And when I say that, I don't say like, oh, we're going to out here be strong. Like, no, if you are an involved father, a disciplined father, a stern father, a caring, loving father, your son or daughter is not going to want to go out here and jump off the porch at 16 years old. They're not going to go out here and think crazy at 12. They're not going to be peer pressure, because at the end of the day, you have it at home. You getting the love, care, and support you need at home. You're not going to go out here and find it. Like I said, I long from not having my real father. I brought up them issues. So when I turned 16, 18, I hopped off the porch. I was running from here, there, everywhere in between, trying to find my father, the love that I deserved. I didn't care. As a son, you're going to want to go hop in the streets. You want to go sell drugs. You want to go do this. You want to go do that. But if you have that love at home, you're not going to go do that. As a little girl, you're going to go see him like, okay, I see XYZ doing this. I'm going to go do it too, because I don't have that at home. And that is why I say fathers are important. In the community, they're going to be strong. They're going to go volunteer. They're going to go help out. They're going to go to Boys and Girls Clubs. They're going to do everything that they need to do because their father said, this is what we're going to do. I showed you. I instilled it in you. So now I can sit here and continue to show you. Fatherhood is also about modeling respect, responsibility, and love. Like I said, modeling what a good role model is. Modeling what it is to be a good husband, a good father, a good friend, a good partner. If your children can see that at a young age, when they hit the age of 21 and they want to be in relationships, 18, 16, whatever, they want to be in relationships, that they see their father was respectful to their mother, that's the kind of man that they're going to look for as far as a daughter. Or as a son, you're going to show that when you go out here and date these girls. You're not going to be out here acting crazy because you got a model at home that shows you respect. They're going to go out here and say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Respect things outside of their household. Respect when they go to people's houses, their things. Respect the community. Respect, that's because they was taught respect. Responsibilities, how to go out here and get a job, how to go out here and pay bills, how to go out here and, take care of other things. If you are a stepfather, how to take care of that. You're not going to sit right here and say, oh, that's not my problem, that's not my issue. No, because you were taught that at home, you showed that, you're going to do that. Love, care, they're going to show it because they've seen it in the home. Stay present, stay engaged. It matters more than being perfect. I'm not perfect, so I would want my children's fathers to be perfect. I just want them to show up when it needs to show up. Be engaged. If you feel in your spirit, in your heart, in your gut, something is wrong with the children, go talk to the children. Go. I don't care if you and mama's beefing. If you can feel it, call your child. Most children nowadays got phones. Call your child. Go knock on that door. Say, somebody needs to talk to XYZ. Get the child in the room. You ain't gotta be loud and you ain't gotta be disrespectful. Just say, Daddy wants to know you okay. If they going to school, they might be picking on you. Is your boyfriend okay? Your girlfriend okay? Okay, and go on about your business. You ain't gotta do that extra back and forth and all that. No, your main concern is the children in that house. Make sure the children eat. You got clothes. The children got stuff. The children can do whatever the children want. You make sure that you and that mother coexist, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's all what it's about at the end of the day. And like I said, presence is powerful. they need it more than we know. Even though like I said, my son, I didn't even know he was caring about that, but because they was having little get-togethers at school and he would see his friends' fathers come, he started to ask. And I'm like, I wish I could give my son that. My daughter, I wish I could give her that too, but I can't. And you can't sit here and make excuses for why you're not present in your children's lives. You can't sit here and say, well, me and the baby mama don't get along, and she's this, she's that, or I don't get along with the family, or because I have a significant other, I can't. No. Make your presence known. Even if you can't physically go on a daily basis, pick up that phone and text that child. Pick up that phone and call that child. That is going to mean a lot more than a couple dollars here and there. And I don't want to hear that, oh, because I had this going on. If you can get in your car and drive up and down the road, you can go see your child. If you can get in your car and spend money on some shoes and clothes, that you can with your child. I don't want to hear because I have a mental issue that I can't go see my child. I don't want to hear that because I am addicted to drugs or substances that I can't go see my child. Like that's an excuse. We all make excuses, but at the end of the day, we have to grow up and we have to sit there and be present. Because you don't want to wait till that time comes, you get a phone call and your child's not here because they were dealing with depression, they were dealing with, being bullied, they were dealing with anything, and they take their lives, and then that's the point where you be like, oh, I wish I was there. I would have admitted the relationship with the child's father. I wish this, I wish that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to be there for that child. So I commend the ones that are there. I commend the ones that put the BS to the side and are there. I commend the ones that take the role that they don't have to take. I commend you on that. I applaud you on that. I uplift and I encourage the fathers. It's not easy, but continue to push through. Continue to be that force and that bond that needs to be there for them children, because you never know what a child is thinking, feeling, or going through, or what they have seen and they don't know how to express it, or they can't go tell their mother certain things because they feel repercussions. So as a father, they can come tell you and be okay. Fathers, stand strong. You help families thrive. We all go through our days. We all have our ups and downs. We all need a break sometimes. I get it. But you have to continue to be strong, be patient. These children are some things. But, just show that you care. And put your animosity to the side. Put your feelings to the side. I don't care if you are in a relationship with somebody else and that person wants to be a difference. Tell them, my children came before you, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make sure my children know that I care, I love them. So, if this message spoke to you in any kind of way, like, share, subscribe for more family and life topics. Again, like I said, I wish I could have been at the father's mother. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I wish I did, but they gave me a push. And all I can say to those type of fathers, I'm not even gonna call you a deadbeat father. I'm not gonna call you a father. I'm gonna call you a father in the process. It's never too late to mend the broken household, the broken relationship, the broken whatever you want to call it. It's never too late. Do not wait until that child is grown and they lash out on you. So, peace, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back, because you never know what I'm going to say and how it's going to touch you.